Okay, guys, we are back with some more Fate. And the last one was not very fun. It was just a lot of exposition, mostly of stuff that we knew already, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's a little hard for me to be like, is this information I already have because I've watched so much Fate already? But I was also like saying that like I'm pretty sure we've had like all of this talked about already, and I know that Shiro needed to learn a lot of this, but it literally could have just been like a here's like a one sentence of she described that all the same like servants come in different classes, yada yada, that kind of stuff, you know. Um, yeah, it. I was really hoping it would pick up after we got Saber, and it did there for a little bit. But yeah. With that being said, let's get into it. Is it because Tosaka went home and my tension disappeared? Is it because Tosaka went home and my tension disappeared? My body feels dull, so I lay down in the living room. I stave off the returning nausea by laying on my side. The clock ticks in the silent living room. A fight between masters, huh? I still don't understand what it is. The only thing I'm sure of is that it's beyond me. It would feel more real if I had more interest in the Holy Grail. Why, I wonder. All I feel towards the Holy Grail is disgust. The Grail's said to make wishes come true. I don't know what kind of thing it is, but it's an artifact that can even summon these things called servants. It might not go as far as granting any wish, but it should have more than enough value for any Magus to want it. But still, I'm not interested in it. It's true that I'm dubious about its reality, but accepting that easy way to reach the goal feels like cheating myself. And the worst aspect of this thing is that the selection method is a battle. But this is a fight for a single chair. No matter what your expectations are, as long as you enter, if you can't survive unless you defeat your enemies. And depending on your methods, defeating other masters might result in harm to innocent people. That's why, rejoice, Emiya Shiro. My reason for fighting is not to win the Holy Grail. Your wish will finally come true. It is to stop those that would try to win by any means possible. I feel dizzy again. Okay, so like that kind of like goes back to like what happened a few episodes ago when like Kirei was telling him like, haha, isn't to wish to be a hero, isn't wishing to have something to protect, meaning that you're also wishing for people to do bad things that you can stop. And I still heavily disagree with that. I am getting a phone call. Alright, terribly sorry about that cut. I just cannot ever record a Fate video without being interrupted anymore. Which isn't really a problem for you guys. It's more just a problem for me of actually like lining up the audio at that point, which is just a nightmare. It makes these videos like I don't put a whole lot of time into editing videos just because I don't have that time to edit into videos because I don't get like paid for any of this. This is just my free time because I enjoy doing this. I've been a YouTuber for like since almost 10 years now. And haven't made a single penny out of it. That's just because I enjoy doing it. Otherwise I wouldn't still be doing it kind of thing. So yeah, it just takes longer like editing to like line up the audio. But what I was saying is like I'm curious to see where it goes to like justify this because like it just had that like going back to like the whole Kirei saying like yada 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 your wish whatever. I'm wondering how it's going to justify that because like this isn't really justifying it, but it more seems like it's warping Shiro's mentality to think that, which is the way I think the story is going. I don't think it's going to try to justify what Kirei says. I think it's going to more warp the way that Shiro thinks about it, if that makes sense. Which I think is the most important part, because, like, are you truly being, like, a hero because that's his goal if you're doing it for, like, having, like, selfish reasons for it, like, that kind of thing. I don't know. These are just me spitballing ideas of where, like, the story could be going, but I'm not super duper sure, and I got to cut again. Okay, we're back. And honestly, I think this might be pretty easy to edit just because I haven't moved on from this dialogue. So as soon as I do, I'll know like, oh yeah, this is where it is. This is probably going to have to be a short episode because of all the constant, relentless interruptions. But yeah, I think we could just move on. I think I said everything I needed to before I got interrupted. This is such a disaster. I feel dizzy again. It's only natural. Even if it appears to be back to normal, my body was almost split in half a few hours ago. There's no way the sickness will go away quickly. It seems more likely that I'll continue for the rest of my life, because I was almost killed 3 times in one day. If someone weak joins a battle, it's only natural for him to get hurt. As compensation for my lack of strength, I almost lost my body. She was wounded protecting me. I get up. Oh yeah, her! What am I doing? I totally forgot about her because Tosaka was here. No, I unconsciously avoid thinking about her. Coward. I would avoid recalling the girl who was wounded because of me. The one that was bleeding miserable because of me. Tosaka didn't say the most important thing. I pull my resting body together and stand up. Tosaka didn't say anything about Saber. She said she and Saber brought me here, but she said nothing more. The fact I need to know most, that's a weird way to phrase it, but it makes sense. If she, the one wounded by Berserker, is alright or not. I look through the house, bearing the dizziness. I look around where someone could be. All the guest rooms, but I cannot find Saber. That's weird. She's in that outfit, so you'd think it'd be easier finding her. There's no sign of the brave, armor-clad Saber anywhere around the house. Tosaka said servants can become spirits, but I can't do that. No, first of all, they say I'm a master, but just how am I a master? I don't understand who she is or nor how she exists. This is like a new soldier being given a tank. That's right, even if you give a guy that only has used old guns a brand new weapon, he won't know how to use it. I complain. Well, the lucky thing is, this tank has an autopilot function. Even if the driver is terrible, the tank will fight on its own. Angry at my thoughts, I hit my head against the wall. How rotten of me. Idiot. That was such an impolite complaint. I apologize to the blonde girl in my head. Now I feel like I have to find her and confirm her safety. She's not here either. I searched throughout the house. It's a big house, but I didn't play hide and seek here with Fujini as a kid or for nothing. I know the efficient way to search this place. If I haven't found her after searching this much, then the yard, the shed, or... There are several possibilities, but I don't even consider the possibility that she's not here anymore. She said she would protect me, so I don't think she would leave this place. Maybe it suddenly hits me. Not the house, the yard, nor the shed where we first met. Come to think of it, there's another large building in this place. She must be there. I hurry. I head to the dojo, separated from the main building. I'm a bit tense. If she's not here, I'll have to admit that she is gone. That makes me realize the inconsistency. Even though I know nothing about her, I want her to stay. I mean, yeah, with the situation you're in, I feel like it makes sense that you would want her to stay. A wooden floored room with nothing unnecessary. A dojo built only to train oneself in. In this silent place, in the faint sunlight. This is the one time I wish I had face cam, just because as soon as she popped in, my head, just like without even thinking about it, I just automatically tilted so I was looking at her like straight on, and I'm like, gosh, I'm so stupid. Whatever. It just reminded me of like those TikToks where like, here's like this sexy thing happening in landscape, so that you turn your head or your phone to look at it, and then some dude's face pops up and is like, heh, yeah, me too. She is sitting there unnaturally. Wait, did it say naturally or unnaturally? Naturally. A face filled with tranquility. The sunlight shining in is white, and it makes her and the dojo into one. I can see nothing amiss in her dignified posture. Just by sitting there, she stiffens the air in the dojo, but there's nothing cold about it. It's because her figure is so pure, it makes me forget even about the cold winter air. Even the sound of my breath is a nuisance. The girl, sitting Japanese style in the corner of the room. Dude, I've sat like this before. That is awful. I used to have to sit, like, I used to take Taekwondo, and, like, we had, like, the thinnest mats ever, which meant that when you got, like, flipped, it sucked. But it hurt a lot to sit like this. The girl sitting Japanese style in the corner of the dojo. It's definitely the girl from last night. The girl who appeared just before I was killed by Lancer, and the girl that mercilessly slashed him with her sword. Her golden hair that was reflecting the blue moonlight is now one with the warm sunlight. That really makes me remember. This is exactly how I felt when I first saw her. The girl clad in armor, slashing her swords to silently overwhelm her opponent. I wasn't surprised by how out of world that scene was. It doesn't matter what she's wearing, it probably wouldn't change even if she was covered in mud. The girl that moved me deeply is still in front of me. That is why I forgot even to breathe and continue to stare at her, forgetting about Masters, the Holy Grail War, and everything. In that instant, I've completely accepted Saber. I do not know how long it was. Saber opens her eyes as if awakening from sleep. Oh. My disappointed voice echoes loudly through the dojo. Saber stands up, perhaps noticing the sound. I walk towards her, still not knowing what to say. You are awake, Shiro. A calm voice. Her voice echoing through the dojo as if permeating it, is surprisingly suited to this place. Yeah, I just got up. I answer with a dull head. Shiro, you seem pale. Are you feeling ill? The golden-haired girl approaches me. No, I'm feeling really good. I quickly step back to get away from Saber. Bro, I've never seen... Okay, I can't say that just because, like, he is a freaking protagonist of a visual novel / anime series now. But I was gonna say, he is just the worst at handling girls. Just, like... Yeah. Such an awkward boy. Growing up with Fujini, granted... Granted, she's not exactly a normal person, but still. Come on, Shiro. Just cause you like her doesn't mean you gotta be weird about it. I mean, he really just thinks she's pretty and cool and elegant. Like, he's weird about her. He's really weird about her is what I'm trying to get at. Looking away from Saber, who's tilting her head questioningly, I calm down my pounding heart. Calm down. What am I so tense about? He says out loud right in front of her. I take a deep breath, but it doesn't seem to die down quickly. In fact, I don't think it ever will. Jeez, why has she changed? I complain without meaning to. Why did you say that out loud? Saber's clothes have changed dramatically since yesterday. She's wearing normal clothes, completely unlike her armor. It's rather unexpected, and I'm troubled by it. She is terribly He's so weird about girls. He's so, like, I'm not saying he, like, is, like, bad towards them so far. At least so far, not terrible towards them. He's just weird about them. I thought I figured that out yesterday, but granted, he is a teenager, and teenagers are just weird. It really hits me now. Perhaps her armor looks so surreal that I didn't notice yesterday. But if she dresses like a girl, as a healthy guy, I'm troubled. Okay, kid. Shiro? I tense up the moment our eyes meet. But I don't look for her so as to not talk to her. I'm troubled, but I can't stay quiet forever. It's Saber, right? This will be the first time we sit down and talk, but... I make up my mind and talk to her. And then... Shiro, before that, there's something I would like to tell you about last night. She interrupts my words with a soulness that makes her earlier calmness seem like an illusion. Alright, what is it? It is about last night, as I already said. You are my master. It is troubling if you take such an action. Battle is my work, so you must concentrate on your role. And if you go in and die in vain yourself, there's no way I can protect you. Saber says so clearly. Granted, at the same time, the story is very much so rewarding his actions, because that's what got Ilya and Berserker to go away. Ilya probably saw that and was like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Maybe I was wrong to come here and turn him into meat soup and torture his head for the rest of forever. And then they dipped. Without that, they would have completely lost. That makes the tension I was feeling vanish. What do you mean? You would have been slashed if I didn't do that. In that case, I would have just died. It was not something you should have been hurt for. I will repeat myself. Please do not take such an action again. There's no need for my master to protect me, and there's no reason for it either. She speaks plainly. It must be because she's speaking so practically. What? Don't be stupid. You don't need a reason to save a girl. I reply unconsciously. Maybe she was surprised at being yelled at, but she pauses for a moment as if I've done something unexpected, and then she stares at me with indescribable dignity. I back up a bit, being stared at. Her look makes me realize that I've said something really out of place, and it embarrasses me. Anyway, I'm grateful that you brought me home. I'll thank you for that. You are welcome. It is natural for a servant to protect her master, but I am happy to be thanked. You are very polite. No, I'm not polite. More importantly, there's something I need to clarify right now. It's something I should have asked right after I got home yesterday. Is she really my servant? If she was really taking part in this war? Going back to our conversation, Saber. Oh, I'll ask you formally, but can I call you Saber? Yes. Since I have formed a contract with you as a servant, I am your sword. I will follow your orders to defeat your enemies and protect you. Saber says so without the slightest hesitation. There's no room for me to question her about it. Become my sword, huh? To win this Holy Grail War? Is that not why you have summoned me? No, I summoned you because... I can't say it was by pure accident. No, first of all, I didn't even summon her. She just appeared when I was in danger and saved me with her own decision. The result is the situation we are in. I became Saber's master and I was dragged into this thing called the Holy Grail War. Not one bit of it was my intention. I'm just an amateur magus that was dragged into this battle beyond my abilities. What of it? He should probably have that conversation with her at some point. I've already convinced myself that I have to fight. I can't complain now. I shake my head lightly and stop whining. That's it. A man has said he will fight, so I cannot even talk about running away. This will be the last time I will think or talk about whining. No matter how the decision came, I have decided to fight. Shiro? Oh, it's nothing. But Saber, there's only a small chance of winning if you stay with me. I don't have the powers or the brains of Tosaka, so tomorrow might end up like today. Are you okay with that? Does that mean that you lack the will to fight? I have the will, I just don't have the chance of victory, so I'm asking if you're alright serving such a master. This is a battle I've decided to take on. So... I think it's wrong for someone to get hurt in my place. Even though I'm weak, making Saber fight, and... I can't stand letting a scene like that happen again. You are my master, Shiro. This fact will not change. A servant doesn't have the freedom to choose its master. That's true. That's why Saber is my servant right now. Then I should try my best not to burden her too much. Alright, so you're content I'm your master. Yes. But Shiro, I will not allow defeat for my master. If you have no chance of victory, I will make one for you. I will use every means possible I will use every means possible to have you obtain the Holy Grail. That's why we follow the call of the summoning. To obtain the Holy Grail, huh? Tosaka said servants also have a wish they want granted. Saber must have it. So Saber must be no exception. My literary skills have just dropped by 100% in the past, 2 pages. That is why she has no doubts. But that means... Hold on, Saber. You said any means possible, right? Does that mean you do not care what measures you take to win the war? For example, attacking people to gain power? I cannot finish. Saber is looking at me like I'm an enemy. Shiro, that is not a possibility. I can only do those things I will allow myself to do. I cannot betray my beliefs. It is against the knight's oath to those who are unarmed. But I must obey if you order so. In that case, you will have to use one of your command spells to compensate for treading inside me. I don't like that sentence. I'm overwhelmed by her angered voice. But still, I'm happy and relieved. Her lack of doubt gave her the image of a cold fighting machine. But I know now that she's not a cold-blooded killer. Yeah, I won't let you do such a thing. As you say, we have to do our best with what we can do. I'm really sorry I insulted you without realizing it. No, I jumped to a hasty conclusion without knowing your intentions. You are not at fault, so please raise your head. Huh? Oh, sorry, I apologize without realizing it. I raised my head. I don't know what's funny, but Sarah has a small smile on her face. Well, I'm glad she's smiling, so I won't ask her about it. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I said we'll do whatever we can, right? As one measure, I've decided to cooperate with Tosaka for a while. Remember Archer's master, who you were with for a while yesterday? You mean Rin? I see. That is certainly an intelligent choice. There will be many things you can learn from her until you become a suitable master. Thank God. If Saber agrees, I can proudly cooperate with Tosaka. The only thing I need to ask her now is... Oh, wait. Okay. Now I need to think. Do I want to make choices based on what I think not Saber, but Shiro, the character, would ask? Or what I would ask in this situation? I kind of want to know this, but I also want to ask this. But at the same time, if I didn't already know, would I be asking this? Boop. I'm worried about Saber's body after she was wounded so much. More importantly, Saber, are you alright? The wound you took from Berserker was pretty bad. My body is just as it appears. The wound was certainly one that would have led to my defeat, but it's not fatal. I finished healing it about an hour after Berserker left. Huh? Then you're completely healed now? Of course, but I'm not back up to my normal condition yet. Berserker's hit was a simple one, so it could be healed easily, but the wound made by Lancer's noble phantasm is different. The Lance must bear a special curse, as the wound from him is not completely healed yet. Gosh, Saber constantly getting hurt by these cursed lances, huh? Not completely healed, huh? It doesn't look that way, but Saber isn't one to talk about her pain. As long as I am fighting alongside Saber, I should pay attention and worry about her body. And then, I hear the sound of something heavy falling again to the door. Huh? I turned, wondering what it was. There's Tosaka, with a big bag at her feet. Huh? My mind freezes. Tosaka, who supposedly went home, is at my dojo, and she's wearing normal clothes for some reason. Why does she have that big bag? Oh, is she moving in? Huh? What are you here for, Tosaka? I just went to get my stuff from my house. It's natural since I'll be living here from now on. What? Live? You mean living in my house? That's what cooperation means. What did you think our talk about was earlier? I'm so surprised I can't speak. Something I have to say. Something. I have to say something back, or something terrible is going to happen, but my head will not function. Where's my room? If you don't have one prepared, I'll choose one myself. Still, the unexpected invader mercilessly continues the discussion. Hold on, isn't this bad morally? Look, Tosaka is the idol at my school. Just having her in my house will cause a panic, so having her live here would be crazy, and Fujini would kill me. Or maybe she's planning to drive me insane to reduce the number of masters. Oh, why don't you prepare a room for her as well? Your servant takes up space unlike my archer, so you should give her a place to sleep. Well, I wouldn't mind if you guys share the same bed. Sharing the bed? That means sleeping in the same bed, right? Of course I won't. What are you saying? Well, I'm not saying anything. I wouldn't do such a thing. Saber's a girl. You're missing the point, but oh well. That's what Shiro says, Saber. He says he doesn't like to be in the same room with a girl. Not moving, Saber makes a difficult face. This is not good, Shiro. Servants are to protect their masters. The hours of sleep are the most crucial time for protecting you. I cannot protect you unless I am in the same room. I'm in more trouble even if you say that. What are you thinking? Are you two really girls? Why? Why are you two looking at me silently like that? Servants are servants, so there's no need to treat them as human. But I guess it's useless to tell Shiro that. My mouth, about to protest, stops. The weird feelings I had when talking with Tosaka in the living room returns. Actually, I figured out the cause of this feeling. Hold on, Tosaka. Since when did you start calling me by my name? Oh, am I? I wasn't really conscious of it, so it must have been a while ago. It was. I think you've been calling me that for a while. I see. I'll be careful if you don't like that. But don't you like it? Tosaka says so plainly without realizing what I'm feeling. I don't really know what you're feeling. Jeez, it's just like you said, Issei. I think Tosaka Rin is a real devil. Fine, call me whatever you like. Well, I don't know why I said it like that. In my head, I was going to say want, but then I read like, so it came out as like. I don't care. Whichever you prefer is fine. Really? Then I'll do that. Rin, please do not end the conversation. We have not come up with a solution to the matter of the room for Shiro and I. Of course. Of course, of course. But it'll be hard to stay in the same room with Shiro acting like that. There's no point in treating a servant like a human. Why don't you give up since Shiro doesn't want it? That hand looks really weird to me. That is incorrect. Shiro only said it would trouble him, and he did not say he did not want it. Well then, what do you say, Shiro? Hold on. Why after only a day does she keep calling me Shiro like I'm a cat she found? No, that's not the problem, but Saber's room is. Shiro, I'll ask you again. It is a servant's duty to guard you while you sleep. I believe you understand your position as a master. Even if you glare at me like that, I can't do it. No, I'll prepare a separate room for Saber. I'll try to prepare one as close to mine as possible, so please be happy with that. Scaring me won't work. As a man, I won't surrender to you on this, Saber. You should understand your situation better. Huh? That's why I'm trying to protect you as a master. My master as a servant. No, I mean about yourself. Jeez, if you don't understand, that's fine. If you say any more, I'll make you obey using my command spell. I breathe out hard and intimidate Saber. It is troubling if you use your command spell for such a thing. Our future is doomed if you use one of the three rights to order me not to protect you. Yeah, I'm sure Shiro would be the first and the last master to do that. Don't be stupid. I don't want to use it for this either. I understand. I'll follow my master's plan. But what will you do when you are attacked by an enemy? Servants such as Assassin will close them without letting their presence become known. In such cases, will you be able to protect yourself until I arrive? Well, I can't claim I'll manage. I was able to against Lancer, but my luck won't repeat itself. That would be impossible. This house has a boundary field that alerts us if an enemy enters. We won't be able to avoid a raid, but she'd be able to detect a surprise attack. In that case, you'd be able to protect him before he was attacked. So you can just go ahead and stay in a room you like. That is certainly true, but... How about next to Shiro's room? You're fine if she's not in your room, right, Emiya? She pronounces the Emiya ostentatiously. Tosaka, that's just sophistry? You know, what is that? Sophistry. Meaning. To use of fallacious arguments, especially when the intention of... I mean, I don't think it was. She's just being like, hey, you don't want her in the room? Okay, the room right next to it. It's a sound argument because I'm making it for you. For your sake. Well, which room should I choose? Tosa walks the house with her bag, as if she's telling us the conversation is over. She looks cheerful like a student picking her room on a field trip. Perhaps because her actions are so selfish, Saber and I just see her off with blank amazement. Okay. And that... Oh, I just cracked my wrist and I didn't like that. With that being said, this will be the end of this episode. I'm trying to make sure these stay under half an hour, just for my own sake. So yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.